Hey everyone, this podcast is part of Story Mode, the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed. You can support us and gain access to other great exclusive podcasts at patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed, which is spelled like it sounds.
Oh boy.
Dolittle! Fuck me up, John Dolittle.
Yeah. Hi, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
My name is David Bell.
My name is Tom Ryman.
And you could probably guess what we just watched.
We want fucking Dolittle. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you Dr. Dolittle?
We've no choice but to embark on this perilous journey.
Everyone pack your bags!
I'm unavailable.
You can talk to animals.
Yes.
All right.
Woo!
So nothing's in theaters. So we're going back. We're going back and seeing what's there for us.
Yeah. It's we're doing our best. It's the end times.
Yeah.
It was either this or Angel Has Fallen.
Yeah. Which I think we'll have to circle back to. My dad told us to do that one.
Yes.
I want
a very
listen
powerful
to him.
recommendation from your dad.
From my dad, who's like, you should do Angel Has Fallen. And I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, why not?
Sure.
I mean, why not?
It's a movie came out 8 months ago, but fine.
Yeah. Tom.
Yes.
How did you like Dolittle?
Man, this movie is a mess.
Yeah.
It is a huge mess.
Tom, I enjoyed watching this movie.
Oh yeah. It's very bad. It's very bad.
Well, okay. Here's my case for Dolittle right now, starting now. I didn't get bored. I wasn't bored watching Dolittle.
No.
We've watched worse movies.
Yeah.
So this is a great movie.
Compared to some.
Sure.
Yeah. Compared to some that we've watched, yeah. The effects look good.
Robert Downey Jr. is killing it.
Yeah, he's doing a Welsh accent, and it was just I watched it with Marina, and we were just delighted the entire movie listening to him speak.
John Cena plays a gorilla.
Cena plays a polar bear.
Oh no, he's the polar bear. Who's the gorilla?
No, the gorilla is Oscar winner Rami Malek.
Oh yeah. Kumail Nanjiani as an ostrich. We got Jason Mantzoukas as a dragonfly. Wait, we had more. There was more.
Tom Holland is the dog.
Yeah, who's the parrot?
The parrot's Emma Thompson.
Emma Thompson, right?
Who randomly comes in to narrate portions of the movie where the footage was either unusable or they just cut it down for time.
Yes, there's narration at the very beginning, and then you get like halfway through the movie, and the parrot starts talking again. You're like, wait, what? Oh, right. I guess there's narration in this.
I couldn't tell if it was a flashback because they narrated. Basically, they fill in why they're going to this secret pirate island, what they're there to get, the fact that they need to sneak in disguise, and then she just kind of yada yadas them into Antonio Banderas' castle.
Yes.
So there's a lot of stuff that they just cut or didn't have.
Yes. Well, what's funny about that is they could have. I feel like they could have. Clearly, they didn't shoot for it, but they could have gotten that short in the script if they had planned for it. I feel like.
Yeah.
But they clearly did, so they had to.
Yeah, this movie, reading about it while it was being made and as it came out, it had a lot of production problems.
That checks out.
You can absolutely tell.
Yeah. We forgot Ralph Fiennes.
Ralph Fiennes plays Barry Bernstein, the tiger. He's the only animal in the movie who has a last name.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. What the fuck?
I don't know. Why was that hare in prison?
Why? Okay, yes, that's
Remember
one of my
the hair
notes.
with the eye patch?
That's one of my notes.
Why was he in human jail?
It was in human jail. What was it doing in human jail? What did it do?
I don't know. I don't know. It should have just been a person.
Yeah, but they're like, what what did it do? Where they're like the laws of man applies to this hair.
But first, let's put an eye patch on him.
Yes. That was so fucking weird.
The biggest problem this movie has is the comedy, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's like kids' movie comedy.
Right, but somewhat. Like, it gets a little... they kick the tiger in the balls. The whole climax
And
of the
he
film
says,
is
"My berry
pulling...
berries."
Yeah, my berry berries.
It's a good line. It's a good line.
The climax of the film is pulling a bunch of shit out of a dragon's asshole.
Yeah, all right. This is what I want to I want to talk about.
Yeah.
They do a few very grotesque things, but since it's for kids, it's all bloodless, or I guess in that case, poopless. Like they do where he shoots a squirrel at the beginning of our lead, Stubbins. God, I love when he was like, "My name is Stubbins." I was like, "Of course your name is Stubbins.
Of course your name's Stubbins. You're a scrappy British lad in the 19th century."
Jesus. But he shoots the
Why
squirrel.
wouldn't your name be Stubbins?
And they do squirrel surgery, and the squirrel is fine, like because they can't do any blood, so the squirrel looks fine. It's like got like a blackened stomach.
It has a bandage in one scene.
Yeah. And then when they pull all the stuff from the dragon's ass, the stuff comes out dry. It's like a
It's all
musty
clean.
old dragon's ass. Also,
Yeah, just a dusty crypt of an asshole.
yeah. How did I guess since we're just gonna talk about the dragon, how did he know to pull stuff out of its ass?
Unclear.
Okay.
Oh, how did he even know she was injured?
Yeah, because the dragon attacks, and they do a good job with one idea, which I don't know why they didn't just go with that. Is he
Why
sees,
they had to have him do ass surgery?
Yeah, I don't know why there was ass play in this movie.
Yep.
Because he gets grabbed by the dragon, and Dolittle, his whole thing is he lost his wife, Lily. And he's being held by the dragon, and he sees the bones of another dragon and can relate to the dragon and say, like, "I know why you're hurting." And they have like a moment, and then he gets down and he's like, "Okay, we can fix you," and just starts pulling shit out of its ass. And
Right, there's no indication that she's injured.
Yeah, they never. He's like, "I see you're grieving." Well, if you're anything like me, you've been putting things up your ass.
Right, you have an impacted colon. I can tell from speaking to you for a minute.
It was so weird. It's like they cut something out there.
There's a lot of moments like that. We are not introduced to Jason Mantzoukas' character. He's just sort of there in the scene already. It's that middle narration part where Emma Thompson narrates them into the castle, and then all of a sudden Mantzoukas is talking to a bunch of gangster
Yeah, they're
ants.
brobbing Italian stereotype mob ants. Which is fucking weird. Also, how did Dolittle know the ants? They make jokes about how they all have short lives. So
I don't know.
He wouldn't know them because it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that going back to the point that I was had started with, like, I think this movie's biggest problem is the jokes. Like,
Right.
every single animal is a wacky sidekick.
Yes.
And it's exhausting. And the jokes are, and it's not even that they're jokes for kids' movies, because those can be funny. These are extremely dated modern comedy jokes. Like, it's all stuff like, "Oh no, she didn't."
Yeah.
And
I think kids would like it because kids love everything.
yeah, but like, I think you would have made this could have been like a much better movie if it was just like a family adventure film.
Yes.
And like have maybe one funny sidekick, not every single
Every
animal.
single goddamn animal. Just
like
Camille.
they
Camille,
undermine.
he's a funny guy. Just Camille and maybe Mantzoukas
Sure.
when he shows up.
Yeah, maybe.
Just use the
I just kept
comedians the way
thinking-
they are. Have them improv, you know?
Yeah. I just kept thinking, like, every emotional scene that happens in the movie is immediately undermined because they cut over to one of the animals going like, "Say what?"
Yeah.
or something. It's that level of comedy.
It's very bad
And
comedy.
It's exhausting.
Look, I laughed at Berry Berries.
You have to laugh at
Yeah.
berries. I had to pause the movie when the whale spoke.
Yeah, where he's like, "Hello," and it's like, yeah, that's what a whale sounds like.
I fucking lost my mind when the whale spoke. But yeah, I just kept thinking, like, I was like, there's some glimmers of good stuff in here, like, you know, because you have very good actors in Robert Downey Jr. and Antonio Banderas and in Michael Sheen.
Michael Sheen, he's playing a good villain.
Fucking Sheen. But you could have. I kept thinking, man, I wish they would have just focused on the adventure and made it like, I don't know, like more like
The adventure was insane, by the way.
it was, but like if you
The adventure,
like I was enjoying
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I just didn't. I didn't need like
treasure
obnoxious
hunt.
comedy narration like every single scene.
yeah, I could have used more treasure hunting, frankly. Because they really just do one stop off. It's the adventure is. It's the queen has been poisoned. We know immediately
Yes.
who did it because the octopus is nervous, and then we like halfway through they reveal that it's Martin Sheen,
Michael Sheen and Jim Broadbent.
Yeah, and so like there's no twist, but whatever. It's a kids movie, and so he decides that the only way to cure the queen is to go to this magic Eden tree and get the berries, which I suspect he just wanted to do that.
Right, because that's where his wife was going when she drowned.
Yeah, like that thing. Yes, that will cure her poisoning. But I bet if they got a real doctor, not an animal doctor, to show up and check out the queen, he would have been like, "Oh yeah, I can make something to help with this." Because there's
maybe
the queen has been poisoned, and she asked for an animal doctor, and he is not a person doctor. And his talent is he can talk to animals. So what he has to do to figure out how the queen was poisoned is talk to the animals in the room that witnessed it, and use an animal, a dog's nose. And what if there's no fish in that room? Then he's got nothing.
Look around for some spiders, maybe.
Yeah, ask some spiders. But all they want to talk about
spiders.
is blood.
Yeah. It's like that. Did you ever watch The Max?
No.
On MTV? It was a animated show about this just bizarre superhero. It was kind of like a more adult version of The Tick.
Right.
And he fights this like shark man in one episode, and all the guy keeps saying is blood, 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 blood.
That's great.
So that's what spiders are.
Yeah, that's all they're like. It's like the Dave Chappelle stand-up about how Aquaman's powers, where he's like, oh, he can talk to fish, but what do fish have to say? It's like, hi, fish. Hi, Aquaman. You seen any crimes in the ocean? Hi, Aquaman. Oh man, yeah. I don't know why he would be called on this. It takes very specific circumstances.
Know. Yeah,
I did like. Oh, I liked when Ray Fiennes chased the light because he was a kitty.
That was a fun moment. Yeah,
there's some fun moments in this, but it's suffocated. It's suffocated, like you said, with too many jokes.
And they're all bad. Like there's a couple that are fine, but it's like. Yeah, like I wish they would have cut the jokes out and focused more on, hey, let's make this an adventure film that families can watch, and then he can talk to animals, so we'll have maybe one funny animal, and then the rest are just kind of like straightforward characters that are just animals.
It would have been better if the cat moment. It would have been better if the animals were funny in ways that animals are.
Right.
If the jokes all played into their species as opposed to their mafia ants. Why are they mafia ants?
Why are they mafia ants? Why is the dragonfly a sex pest?
Yeah. Like are these common things we know about these insects? Are dragonflies commonly perverts? I liked when he goes to talk to the dragon because he's a dragonfly. That was a cute idea. There's good moments, but yeah, it's kind of exhausting.
He gets dressed. It's very exhausting.
He gets dressed like Cinderella. Did you notice that?
He sure as hell does. There's a clear caste system.
Oh yeah,
or class system in his house. Like, he's like, oh, we all belong together. It's like, no, these are your servants. They do what you tell them to do.
They all owe you a life debt.
Yeah, and then the mice are like, save some for us this time, Dolittle. So the mice eat last.
Of course. Because, they also are the chess pieces when he plays gorilla chess, which I was waiting for that gorilla to just pop a mouse in its mouth. Just do a gorilla thing. Eat it. Yeah. He's playing fucking chess with a gorilla, and the mice are like having to hit each other.
That scene. That's the first time we see RDJ in this movie, and they do a film convention where he starts off like hooting and clicking and quacking at the different animals, and then it kind of zooms into his mouth and he starts speaking English, and then all the animals are speaking English. It's like, okay, we understand that. But for a few brief glorious moments, I was like, maybe this is going to be the entire
Wouldn't
movie.
that have been amazing if it turned out Dr.
Like if
Dolittle
he's
was just
hooting
mad
and meowing and barking and
the animals
and
aren't
chirping.
The animals aren't doing anything he's saying. Like, he's not cooperating with him at all. He's just clearly a madman.
Animals. He's just a deranged man.
Yeah, that's what I wanted, is the girl to start eating the mice and like
Right.
and the dog to shit on the floor and like just it's all go. Why did the dog have glasses?
I don't know. Why did he start scooting his butt across the floor
Because
immediately?
it feels great, Tom.
When he's like, Pip or whatever, Jip, stay here and watch the queen. And he's like, you're right, guard duty is on now. And immediately starts rubbing his asshole on the ground.
And that's what... See, they could have figured out more jokes like that where it's like, oh, it's a dog being a dog. Like, that's at least in the realm of jokes that there should have been in this more.
Right. But
Also, sorry, speaking of the class system with the... It's fucking... The ostrich doesn't want to be ridden. He has forced the ostrich
he hates it.
to...
He hates it.
Why is he riding an ostrich?
Because he does in the book.
Yeah, okay, but the ostrich doesn't want it. The ostrich every time is like, "Hey, can you not ride me? I hate it."
And he keeps complaining about his back.
Yeah, don't ride the ostrich, you dick.
Yeah, he hates it. Like, why did you make him hate it?
Yeah,
It's because they wanted every single animal to have some sort of wacky thing about them.
the polar bear was cold all the time. I didn't understand that shit.
Yeah. And oh my gosh,
Gorilla was
the
a
gorilla
coward.
was a coward, which that's fine.
Yeah, they all have arcs, except the polar bear doesn't stop being cold.
No, he doesn't.
What's wrong with the
He
polar
wears a little
bear?
hat. I don't know. Yeah, it just
Is it psychological?
I think so. He is psychosomatic. He believes he is cold.
Okay, and he never gets that. Did I miss when he gets it fixed?
No, he doesn't get it fixed.
Motherfuck, yeah. He's mostly an animal therapist.
Yes. It a lot of yeah.
With
Like the gorilla needs help to stop being a coward.
I wanted to see the gorilla just like rip Antonio Banderas' limbs off. Be like, I'm not a coward anymore, and they're like, oh my god,
He's just tearing people in half,
chewing on their bones,
eating their faces.
yeah, just doing gorilla stuff.
He just bites his face right off his skull. I'm not a coward anymore. It's like, oh my god, you're a murderer.
Antonio Banderas is in this.
He is.
He looks like he was allowed to choose his own outfit.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
that's fair.
He looks great. I mean,
He's the king of a pirate island.
He's doing a great job.
Yeah, and they have like a good scene when he finally decides that he's not going to kill Robert Downey Jr. and he's going to give him a boat instead so he can finish his journey.
The plotline there is he's the father of Lily. She's
Yes.
a pirate princess that he married.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then he blames him for her death.
Yes.
And he has her journal, which is the only thing recovered from the shipwreck. And Robert Downey Jr. needs to get to her journal to know where the island is.
Yeah.
This is what bothered me, is because this felt very treasure hunt. And there's no like, oh, in the journal there's clues, and then we have to follow the clues. Maybe there'll be booby traps. But then none of that happens. Martin Sheen just steals the book, and they just follow Martin Sheen.
Michael Sheen. Martin Sheen's a very different guy.
Are they, though? Are they a different guy?
Yeah, that was really disappointing. Yeah, and I wish they would have, like I keep saying, I wish they would have just did more adventure stuff and cut the jokes out. Like, just be like a whimsical adventure movie.
Yeah, maybe not have a dragon. I don't know. Although I do, or maybe not have the dragon's ass play stuff.
Right, don't have the dragon ass play, and don't put the dragon in the trailer.
Yeah,
they put the dragon in the second trailer for this film because I guess they're like, man, we got to offer these people something to make them come see this movie, but it's like spoiling a huge reveal in the movie that there's a fucking dragon.
Right.
But yeah, like when Antonio Banderas gives him a boat, like it's a genuine like, oh, I'm finally feeling some emotion, and then it immediately cuts to an animal farting or some shit. Then they get on the boat, and they just sort of get to the island.
Yeah.
like Emma Thompson comes in to give us a little bit more narration to cover up the stuff they either didn't film or couldn't use. Because she was like, and then Dolittle used the clues. I'm like, what clues?
What fucking clues? They just say,
what clues?
Well, they just say like, oh, the whales, and the whales just show up, and they're like,
and they have the whales
way.
follow Michael Sheen, and so they just fucking, it's like a minute later, and they just look up, and there's the island. It's like,
yep,
that's it? They're just there?
Yeah, they skip over a lot of time. I was thinking of that because the sailing is either they're skipping over like months, or everything's just real close to each other. Like once they invent planes, they'll be like, oh, it's all right here. It's all, oh, there's the island. It's over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't talked about... oh, sorry. Go on.
One more thing I wanted to bring up, and just as more kind of how much of a mess this movie is they show a brief establishing shot of the island and of Michael Sheen sitting on the beach, but it's like far away. It's an overhead establishing shot.
A real
and then
ADR.
It comes in with some fucking killer ADR where he's like, aha, this says it's right in the center of the island. And then that's it. We just cut to them sneaking into a cave, and then Michael Sheen's already there. That's
no
it.
problems getting...
Like,
well, they have to go on the cliff.
Wow.
They have to go on the cliff.
Yeah, but it cuts to them already on the cliff.
It's
like you could have done there. You could have had
a whole
it's
island
an adventure
adventure.
island. You could have had a whole
you could
island
have talked
adventure.
to dinosaurs. It could be like it could be like
just
Skull Island.
all of a sudden in the cave.
Yeah.
Like, man, what?
And then they rush that
such
because Michael Sheen just captures them.
Yeah, immediately as soon as they get.
And
in
then
the
dragon just shows up and solves all their problems. Burns a guy. Fucking Michael Sheen falls into
an abyss.
Yeah, and then did you watch it all the way? Did you watch it all the way to the?
Oh,
they
no,
check
God,
in with
no.
him. He's
is he still stuck in the cave?
Yeah, and bats attack him, and then that's it. So he's eaten by bats, eaten alive by bats.
Oh, okay, cool.
One imagines.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the dragon comes, burns a guy, everybody else leaves, and then they're friends with the dragon. The dragon's just like, oh, here's the tree. And then they pluck it off, and they have to squeeze it on the face of the queen. And then she really wants to fuck Dolittle, and then the movie pretty much ends.
And then the movie
she
pretty
gives
much
him
ends.
some eyes. She gives him some real eyes. The queen. She's like, I love you,
moment.
Animal Master.
Yeah. Beastmaster. There's another moment. This movie skips so much time. Like, you can really tell that they were struggling to put an entire movie together. It barely hits 90 minutes, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, it felt longer.
Nope.
Again, coming from someone...
that Sia song starts playing over the end credits at the exact 90-minute mark.
Coming from someone who still kind of enjoyed this movie, I'm surprised it was that short. It felt longer.
Yeah. When they defeat Barry the Tiger, it just sort of cuts to the kid. It cuts to Stubbins, our main man, stealing the journal and running down to the beach, and Doolittle's just already at the docks.
Yes. Oh,
and then Michael Sheen's men appear, and it's like, oh, you've been captured by Michael Sheen. I'm like, when the fuck did you were in a dungeon 2 minutes ago?
Yeah, he was fighting but also, what was so fucking weird about that? Yeah, they definitely yada yada over his escape, and then they just hang out on the docks for a while, and I was like, aren't you wanted criminals?
Right. He's like after Michael Sheen. Excuse me. After Michael Sheen sinks his ship, he's like, well, that's it. I'm just going to stay here and open up a practice.
And it's like.
Antonio Banderas still wants to execute
and then
you.
He shows up because of course he does, because he's right on the docks talking loudly.
Right, with his huge swarm of animals.
Yeah, it's so weird that they have like a second to breathe there because it was just an action sequence. It's the kind of action sequence. Imagine the beginning of Raiders, but Indiana Jones hung out next to the plane for a while. Just having a conversation, like it's like that
with Jock.
Yeah, it's the kind of scene where you expect them to have to rush away on a boat because they're going to get chased right to the dock. But then they get to the dock and they're like, "Okay, we're good." Like the entire pirate city is after them. Doesn't matter.
Who gives a shit?
We haven't talked about the dad from The Witch is in this.
He is, yeah.
He plays Stubbins' uncle, Uncle Stubbs.
Yeah.
that Stubbins, as far as he knows, was kidnapped in the middle of the night. Like,
right, he just goes on a voyage.
Yeah, Stubbins. Well, we introduce Stubbins in the woods hunting with his uncle, who's real mean about things. Even though, like, they need food, they need meat to survive. But whatever.
He's not like over the top.
No,
mean.
he's just kind of an aggro dude who's kind of nice to. Like, he's not nice, but he's not like mean. You know.
No, he's just firm. Like, and then a later scene, like he's talking to his wife about Stubbins, and he points out that they are hunters. Like, that's their profession.
And he's like,
So
and he says
it's
stuff like he doesn't even kill spiders; he lets them outside. But I interpreted that as also you allow him to do that. Like, you're not killing the spiders in his hand, you're not beating him for it.
No, he's not forcing
Yeah, exactly. He's letting him be who he is, and he's just unhappy with that. And so it's like, well, there's worse people to be in charge of kids.
Yeah, I don't think we're supposed to get the impression
because
that
at the end everything works out. Their they do the dogs. When they're birthing dogs at the end.
Yeah, they watch him help Dolittle.
It's not supposed to be that
dog surgery.
But that's why I mean about the severity of what the kid does. Because Stubbins, he shoots the squirrel. And then the uncle gives him a knife, and I was like, "Oh shit, are we going here? Is he going to mercy kill a squirrel?" Probably not. And he doesn't.
He takes it to Dolittle.
He just takes it to Dolittle because a parrot tells him to. But then the uncle, all he knows is that his nephew has been lost in the woods, like for a day, at least a day. So he's probably looking for him. He gets back and then he's there at night, and a giraffe fucking just takes him out of his room. And so again, for the uncle and aunt, like, he got kidnapped in the night. I don't know. I guess it was a different time where you just lose kids every now and then, and they come back the apprentice of an animal doctor.
Yeah. Or like they come back like a silver hand, and they've been like working in like Johnny Tremaine or something.
Any one of those things.
I don't know.
Fucking Stubbins.
They come back with tuberculosis.
Stubbins has a fucking... The moment they show the princess and she's like just loving Stubbins, I was like, oh no. Stubbins. I don't need to see this. I don't need to see Stubbins get a romantic subplot with this princess that doesn't...
You've done nothing to deserve
and he's
this.
not involved. She's not involved in the plot. She just like dabs the queen's forehead with cool towels or whatever.
Yeah.
They just introduce her.
That's it.
There's no reason for her to be into Stubbins. She's just like... There's
no reason for this character to exist either. Oh, aside from the fact that that's like the motivation.
It's to give Stubbins something.
Right. Yeah, and I guess it's they use it as the motivation for why Jim Broadbent is trying to poison the queen, because he's like, well, we can't have a child queen in charge or something.
But they could have given them they thought they were solving two problems. They were like, we give Stubbins a little something, and we give Jim like something to get mad about, I guess.
So, something to really chew on.
Fucking Stubbins. Stubbins didn't need to be in this movie at all. I know why he was in it.
No, not really.
Well, they needed someone who represented the audience. They needed someone to say what's going on. And then he starts slowly learning to talk to animals. The parrot apparently speaks perfect English.
Right, she just speaks English.
I don't know about that.
That's incredible.
Have you seen the movie Bug with Michael Shannon? Ooh.
No.
It's about... I believe it's the director of The Exorcist. It's about a guy... I haven't seen it for a while, so I might botch the plot, but it's about a guy who thinks there's little bugs everywhere, and it's a horror movie about these little bugs. And of course, the catch is, are there little bugs? And then his girlfriend or wife starts seeing them too. And I was thinking the talking to animals was like Bug, where like... Robert Downey Jr. is like, I can talk to animals, and then the kid's like,
it's just a shared delusion.
Yeah, and he starts doing it because he picks up animal very quick. You think they both have the same brain tumor?
Yeah, they both have the same terminal condition that's putting pressure on a specific area of their brains.
Stubbins, I can't get over Stubbins. He was like, hi, I'm really Stubbins. It was like, no, you're not.
My name is Stubbins. I'm like, God damn it,
yeah,
Britain.
Your name isn't Stubbins.
Get the fuck out of here.
Who wrote this? It feels like It feels like racist against British
Several people
to call him Stubbins.
Several people wrote this movie. When he starts just like trying to speak animal for the first time, I was like, oh, I really hope he messes up and says something racist.
No. Animal racist.
Bear. He's like, what the fuck
Mauled
did you just
by
say
the
to me?
fucking bear. Mauled by John Cena. I didn't even realize it was John Cena until the credits. I was like, oh, that's because I don't know what John Cena sounds like. I know what he looks like, and then he just sounds like white guy. Like he just, it was just like, oh shit. Oh, that's apparently what John Cena's voice is.
Yeah. That's what John Cena sounds like.
As a polar bear. Do you think there were people... I know the actors weren't there, but there must have been stand-ins, right?
Maybe. I've heard that one of the problems the effects crew faced was that... the director was apparently a real asshole.
He's the director of Syriana, Traffic, and Dolittle.
Nice.
I don't know why that happened. I love that it happened, though.
Yeah, what the fuck? Syriana?
Yeah.
Traffic?
And Dolittle.
This guy directed Traffic?
Yeah, let me double check, but I looked him up.
Are you sure?
I looked him up.
I thought Traffic
Stephen
was like
Gaghan.
Soderbergh or something.
He directed... he definitely has those... Let's see. He directed Gold, Syriana... Oh, not Traffic. Just Syriana. And something called Abandoned. These thriller movies, and then fucking Dolittle.
Oh, he wrote Traffic.
Writer of Traffic.
Okay, yeah, it was Soderbergh that directed Traffic.
Yeah.
I was like, that movie seems way too good for this asshole to.
His next movie is called Candy Store. An undercover agent begins a new life as a beat cop in Brooklyn, but finds that his past life comes back to haunt him. So he's making these gritty films and Dolittle. What happened here?
I don't know. Maybe the original director got fired or something.
Yeah, and this guy was friends with, because it's Robert Downey Jr. and I believe his wife producing.
Oh yeah, I think they produce every movie.
Okay,
he's in.
yeah. And do you think this was a passion project? Do you think they really wanted to do Little, or do you think they? I don't know. How was this guy called? How was this director called?
I don't know, but what I've read, there was an email or a text or an Instagram post or something from one of the people that worked on the effects crew in this movie. And from what I remember, he said that the director didn't even really bother blocking. So they had no idea where the animals were supposed to be in some shots.
So it's just Robert Downey Jr. talking to himself. Yeah.
I think so.
Trying to keep his eye lines straight, because Lord knows that's
there's
a
lot of... I mean, he doesn't, though. A lot of when he speaks directly to the animals, the animals aren't on screen with him.
Well, how could he keep his eye lines?
He couldn't, because there's no, and then, there's a lot of moments where it cuts to, this, he's making some kind of facial expression that does not match the scene. So I'm like, how much of this movie is just cobbled together desperately?
It feels like they might have
try to put something in a
maybe
theater.
They brought Syriana on. Yeah, maybe they lost the original director. We could look this up, but I don't want to. Or maybe he was their first choice, and he clearly wasn't into it.
No, he obviously didn't.
It was
give a shit.
a nice paycheck for him, but not nice enough, And maybe he just came on set and he was like, "All right, let's do the scenes. What voice are you doing?" Okay, that's fine, Robert. Yeah, do that voice. That's fine. What's your name? What's your character's name? You don't have one yet? All right, you're Stubbins. Call yourself Stubbins.
You're fucking
all right,
Stubbins.
Action. Okay, cut. We're good. Let's keep moving. And then when they hit post production, they're like, "So you wanna get in the editing room?" And he's like, "No, I'm done. I'm done here. We're done here. Goodbye."
Oh Lord. I mean, the movie looks good, so this makes sense. But man, you know what the budget of this movie was?
A lot. I bet it was a lot, Tom.
$175 million.
It was worth it. I will watch this movie again, Tom.
They spent almost as much money on this as they did on Endgame. It's like $50 million less.
Oh no, Dolittle.
Oh my goodness.
It's not hurting anybody, this movie.
No.
I would say that if you have kids, I was actually going to text my sister and say your children should probably watch Dolittle. I bet they would like the silly farts and the ass play. Like I'm sure like there's a lot of fun dumb stuff for kids in this.
Oh yeah, okay. This movie had 21 days of reshoots after bad
Yeah,
test
there we
screenings.
go.
And they
What did they add? Did they add the butt stuff?
they added the jokes, yeah.
Oh Jesus. So it was what you wanted it to be, and they were like, let's cram as many fucking jokes. And I'm imagining like these poor actors hung over in a sound booth, and they're like, "Hey, can you give us some funny stuff?" And they're like, "Just tell me what to say, man. It's Dolittle." And they're like, "Just say some
who
funny
gives a
stuff."
shit?
And they're like, "All right."
They-
Let me rattle off
They
some
tried to
funny
have
stuff.
they tried to have like Seth Rogen write jokes for the movie, but he didn't. It says he could not remain attached to the
Yeah,
project.
he was probably like, "No, I'm good."
Robert Downey Jr. tore up one version of the screenplay. Like this movie was a fucking mess.
Okay, let's start. Let's start from the beginning. You're making a Dolittle movie, so first,
That's not a bad idea.
Well,
Like
okay.
that's you can make a Voyage of Dr. Dolittle movie that's like a whimsical adventure film.
Okay, I'm thinking of those flow charts where it's like, should you make this? Yes or no? I would argue that there's a solid point for no as well. But sure, yeah, you're right. You could probably make this.
I don't know. One part of the flowchart needs to be: should you spend $175
Right,
million
that's a no.
on it?
Also, should you make sure your
that's a
script
big
is
no.
good first? Should you hire the director of Syriana? These are all questions you should be asking yourself when you're making a Dolittle movie.
Apparently, a different director did the reshoots.
Who was it?
I just closed it. Jonathan Liebsman.
Jonathan Liebsman. I've never heard of him.
Let's see. What did he make?
Jonathan.
He made Darkness Falls.
Ah, yes.
He made Battle Los
What
Angeles.
the fuck are they trying to do? No wonder I love this movie.
Oh man, Wrath of the Titans. He made the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
Okay,
reboot.
so not a single director who has a background in kids movies or comedy is what I'm hearing. Okay.
Yes.
Just making sure. Like, holy shit. Like, at least get... That's why stuff like the Lego movies work. Like, you get someone who at least has a background in fucking comedy. Oh, my God.
If you want to do a comedy,
Yeah.
but like so apparently the test screenings were like, oh, the jokes aren't good. Well, we got to put more jokes in there.
Just cram more jokes.
Like, or maybe not.
Or maybe
like,
make
if
those...
the jokes aren't working, maybe it doesn't need to be
Yeah.
funny.
And then the
Like,
trailer...
not everything needs to be a
Remember
comedy.
the trailer, Tom?
The trailer was very much not this.
Yeah, it was a fucking slow cover of What a Wonderful World. It was like the version of
Really?
the movie that was before they crammed in jokes. Maybe it was. Maybe they cut that trailer before they were like, let's make it funny, God damn it.
Yeah, and the trailer really focused on like the ship and like all the exotic locales they were going to. So it was like, I want that movie.
Way too much of this movie was spent in Dr. Doolittle's house as he fucking yelled at. There's a lot of scenes with Dr. Dolittle having conversations with animals in a room.
Yes.
Like too many scenes.
It's too much.
It's, man, I never saw the Eddie Murphy ones, but it's occurring to me that this plot, I guess there's places to go with the plot of a man who can talk to animals, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem, you have to inject a weird adventure into it, like a dragon tale. It's not enough for me. Unless they're a superhero and they like use bears to kill people. I'd love to see
that'd be
to
sweet.
see a dark Dr. Dolittle.
A gritty
Dr. Dolittle. Are you kidding me? That'd be great.
We really don't
Give
need
it to
that.
Blumhouse. Come on, give it to Blumhouse. Let's do it. He's the villain. And like it's like okay, hold on, Tom. It's like, all right, so he's the villain, and they're someone crossed him, and it's about them being harassed by like spiders and bears that are doing his bidding because he's paying them. He's bribing the bears with honey.
I mean, he bribes the gangster ants with
That's true.
sugar.
I don't know. I want to see a gritty Dr. Dolittle. Make that happen. Syriana guy, make it happen. This fucking movie. It wasn't boring, Tom.
No, it wasn't.
It just had a lot of problems.
Yeah, I don't know what you do. Like, definitely I think the jokes could go, and then it's like
I think
most of them, like keep some, or like I said, have one funny character, not 100 wacky
Here's
sidekicks.
the issue, I think, is that you could just make a treasure hunting movie and I'd be fine with it. But you have Dr. Dolittle, and he has a power. He can talk to animals. And if that's not the point of the film, like, because it's not the point of the film. He could do this adventure that he did without animals.
Right. They should have had him come up, like they should have come up with ways to utilize his ability in different ways.
I think that's what they thought they were doing. I think there was some producer going through the script and being like, we need him to use his animal powers. So he has to talk to an octopus. He has to ask a dog to use his nose to detect poison. He has to communicate with whales to navigate. But these are all things in movies that we've seen done without the help of whales. So I think the plot needed to be around an animal, like saving an animal, finding an animal. You know, like the idea, like maybe he's got like a gorilla, and the gorilla's having nightmares about this like temple, and he's got to take it back.
He keeps drawing his eye.
Yeah, and he's got to take it back to the jungle.
You got to take it back to the
And
jungle.
he meets bad gorillas, ugly gorillas. But you know what I mean? Something that's around a fucking animal.
Or like have him like use his like they were, I don't know, like they kind of had the idea at the end with he uses his ability to talk to the dragon to reason with it.
I was thinking like I'd love a movie about him trying to get that dragon laid, like finding more dragons for that dragon. And I was like, well, that could have been a movie. Just like helping a dragon go. Yeah. Like again, I just feel like it needed to serve, because they're like, help, Mister who can talk to animals, a human's in trouble. And I was like, what the fuck do I care about a human? They have to blackmail him. They have to be like, well, if the queen dies, you're gonna lose your place, so you're really helping animals. And it was like, this is too many steps. Just have a animal in danger. Just have him fight a circus for an elephant or something. I don't know.
Yeah, or have him go on the journey to the island just because that's what he wants to do, because that's what his wife was doing when she died.
That would have been enough.
Yeah, we didn't need to have the queen in there.
I would have cut the queen shit right out. It would have made the movie 70 minutes, but I don't care.
Well, and then you could have just have Michael Sheen, like they tell us that they were students together at medical school, so you could just have Michael Sheen be like his jealous rival. Yeah. And he gets wind that Doolittle's trying to find the island, so he goes on his own expedition and is trying to like chase him and thwart him. And then you can still stop off at Pirate Island and have Antonio Banderas in there, and just like have him get out of the tiger situation by using his power somehow, not by having the gorilla come in and beat the fucking shit out of the tiger. His power is
more that he's friends with animals, not that he can talk to them. I mean, that is how he made the friends, but like, the gorilla just saves his ass.
Right, like they just like that's all it is. It's like he can talk to animals, so he's constantly surrounded by animals, and also all the animals can talk to each other. Right. Like, why is that
That's working? More powerful, that the animals can talk to each other. Also, yes, you just brought up a big point, Tom. Why are they talking to each other? That shouldn't happen.
No.
Does that mean all animals can talk to each other?
I don't know. Apparently.
They just speak each other's language.
So like... So you're telling me everybody on that ship is constantly speaking like 12 different languages?
Yeah. Also, what the fuck? Doesn't Dr. Doolittle's talent, because in this movie it's not magical. It's just that he can speak their language, right?
Yes.
So his talent is just that he knows languages. So like, can he speak other like languages, like human languages?
I don't know.
Or did he just not bother? He probably did. I mean, it's a good power. He's just
Yeah.
good at languages. That's his thing.
I mean, it sucks if you're an X-Man and that's your power.
Right, yeah. Well, you can talk to animals.
There is an X-Man whose power
Really?
that is, who can speak any language, yeah. I forget the
See,
name
that's
right
a
now.
cool power.
But, like,
I would love
well,
that.
in real
yeah, I
life,
would
that would be a great power.
That's one of my genie wishes, is to speak any language.
Yeah.
Because until robots take over, I could at least like get a job as an interpreter. Like, that's something. That's a stable job, Tom.
No, and then you could get a job with the robots, interpreting for
That's
the robots.
true. When the robots take over, someone's
Yeah.
got to need to speak for the. Someone's got to sell out their species.
I speak for the trees. Yeah.
But yeah, the animals can talk to each other.
Yeah, so it's just like everybody's always talking to each other constantly without
Just-
end, making terrible jokes.
Hold on. What that means is that when the goose turns to talk to the gorilla, people who are watching who can't speak the language are seeing a goose make gorilla sounds.
I hope
That's
so.
got to be what it means, right?
I guess. I don't know. We see them all speaking their own language to each other before it just turns into English. So it's like everybody just understands everybody else's language.
But they must be speaking, or they just all
because they're still animals,
Right.
Like they're not. They all for some reason have human consciousnesses.
Yeah. That's the other thing is if you're talking to animals, you'd expect them to just talk about wanting to fucking fight more, and that's pretty much it, and eat. But yeah, these are animals with motivations and shit, and like human problems. That dragonfly just wants to fuck a parrot. I don't know how
really
that's going
does.
to work out.
Don't know.
What a fucking movie.
Surprised she didn't just eat
Yeah,
him.
I think that's what a parrot would do
That's what
normally.
parrots do. Yeah.
Like they still got to eat, right? Okay. Some of those animals were carnivores, right?
Yes.
So what is he feeding them?
I don't know.
Oh, that's horrifying. I would not want to.
It looks like a lot of vegetables. And
I would
shit.
not want to see his basement because I bet there's like the mice who've been bad. That's what it is. The mice know they could at any time turn into food.
Yeah. I mean, I think every animal he has is actually either. Oh no! Wait, bears are omnivores.
Yeah.
So I think every animal he has is at least an
That
omnivore.
dog's not
if
going to eat no fucking
just-
vegetables.
That's true, but he can feed the dog food.
Yeah, which is made out of what?
Yeah. Well, yeah. You know.
It's fucked up. Mm-hmm. It's fucked up. No matter how you slice it, like he's got to have nightmares, right? He knows. Like if the reveal is that he's speaking animal languages, and the animals just have these very complex thoughts, right? Then the world is a horror show.
Right, because they're all of these animals. Like, there's the ostrich makes a joke about how his dad said he should have been an omelet. So, like, ostriches know what omelets are.
A lot of parent issues in this movie.
There are a whole lot of parent issues.
But, it's like Toy Story, where you realize, oh no, oh God, I hope that's not the case, because there's just such horrific things happening to these toys. Then, like these animals are. Yeah, they're capable of fear and love and they're like very complex thoughts. They're just humans. They're just humans trapped in animals' bodies.
Right, they're just humans. Yeah.
So that's horrible. I mean, I think a lot of animal rights people are just saying, "Hey, no shit," right now. But you know,
I mean, maybe they should have done that.
Yeah, just Dolittle
Like,
going
have them be
insane
more
watching slaughterhouses.
animals.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
What was your version?
Oh, I said just have them be like more like animals.
Yeah, make it like, I don't know, Babe. Was Babe like animals?
No, they had people thoughts,
Yeah.
but I don't know. But Babe didn't try to be. I don't know. Babe was actually well written.
It's really hard to give. It's really hard to do a talking animal thing and not give them, people thoughts. I liked Homeward Bound. I thought did it well because all their motivations feel very dog and cat like. Mm-hmm. They are all they're concerned about the things dogs and cats are concerned about. That's what it needed to be, you know. It still like gives them a soul and gives them like you make them love them. It's like Doug and Up. They should all been Doug and Up.
Yeah,
Something like that. Or you make Dr. Dolittle slowly go insane because he realizes that we're killing them every
right.
day.
He's
there's nothing.
And then he realizes that he's never actually spoken to an animal before.
But it's too late. He's already killed
He's too
a
deep.
local
He's in too
butcher.
deep.
He make it like a
Yeah.
Scorsese film. like where
Yeah.
it's really gritty, and then he goes and he chokes a butcher to death, and then the cops come and he realizes it's all been for nothing, and something like that. Come on, Scorsese, make a Dolittle.
Make the second Dolittle movie, because we got to have a sequel.
Oh yeah, I want to see what happens.
Yeah, there's going to be a sequel.
I hope so.
I mean, it did so well.
So well. On its modest budget.
On its modest $175 million budget.
Oh God.
It made just over 200 worldwide. Yep. Ouch.
I'll probably watch it again.
I mean, what the hell else are we going to do?
That's a good point. I might watch Bug now, actually.
I kind of want to watch
Michael
that
Shannon,
now, too.
man. It's Michael Shannon at Bugs.
Michael Shannon killing it.
He should have been an animal in this.
Oh, my God.
He should have been a mouse.
Or fucking something.
He should have been Dolittle. Just Dr. Dolittle fucking just not believing a single moment of the film. Just grumbling at animals.
Just scowling his way through it. This dog thinks he can sniff illnesses, but I think that's bullshit. Get that cat out of here.
It'd be so good. Oh my God. Why are
when Michael Sheen brings up his wife, like Shannon would just beat him to death.
Movie over, all the animals.
Don't you ever say her name.
Oh fuck. We should be in charge of Hollywood.
It just turns into Tom Cruise from Minority Report. When he freaks out on that.
I am gonna kill this man.
He freaks out on Max von Sydow, who just rip. Rest in paradise. Just passed.
We can talk about Minority Report.
We could talk about Minority
I still
Report.
don't understand Max von Sydow's plan in that. He causes a time loop. How do you cause a time loop, Tom?
I don't know.
How do you make Tom Cruise? How do you make Tom Cruise find the man who supposedly killed his son because he saw a vision of it in a time portal thing? You can't start a time circle. You can't start a paradox, Max. Sorry. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
How did he frame him? Somebody answer that to me. What do? He tell that guy to just sit in a room with pictures of his kid and said, "Don't worry, this is called a time paradox."
How the fuck did
it happen? I've been talking about this for years. There's no way for him to have framed Tom Cruise in that movie. It's fucking caused by a time loop.
It is.
You can't have a fill. God damn it.
The paradox is caused by the paradox, which is, I guess, why it's a paradox.
And that's a cool sci-fi premise. Except then Max von Sydow shows up and goes, "Oh, it was all me," and it was like, "No, it wasn't."
How the fuck was it you?
Just took credit for that time paradox. God damn it, Dolittle. Are we done?
Fucking Dolittle. I think we are. I really wanted to see him talk to some sharks.
Yes. Oh my God, there's a part where he looks behind him and he looks scared at something, and I thought there was going to be a motherfucking shark.
Yeah, try to talk to that shark.
Yeah, it would be great.
See what he has to say.
It'd be great if there was just one animal and they're like, "Can you talk to sharks?" And he's like, "No, no one can talk to sharks."
Nobody can talk to sharks.
I don't think they're from Earth. Those guys don't fuck around. They're just sharks.
Yeah. Sharks don't even speak to each other. I don't know. I've never heard a shark
talk. They're below
talk.
insects. They're just. I don't know if there's a brain in there. It's just a tube of meat that eats you. That's it.
Yep. It was like that in The Little Mermaid.
Was it? Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the shark is like the only fish that doesn't talk.
And then The Land Before Time, Sharptooth doesn't talk.
Fucking madman. That's
but
true.
I always thought of Sharptooth as like a Mad Max villain that didn't talk. It's not that he can't talk. It's that he's so fucking crazy. He just can't talk.
He just doesn't. Yeah.
It's like, "I'm Sharptooth."
Sharptooth chooses not to speak.
100%. He's seen some shit. Sharptooth.
He doesn't talk in words. He speaks in horror.
Fucking Sharptooth.
I communicate with violence. That's how I communicate.
And I'm very articulate in my violence language.
Well spoken and well versed in violence. I'm gonna kill this thing's mom, and then I'm gonna chase him to the end of the fucking earth.
And that's what I wanted to do. It was the plan all along.
He is relentlessly pursuing what could at best be a 6 a 6-piece chicken nugget meal.
Well, you ever play a video game and like something gets away, and you're like, you're playing Red Dead, and you're just like, fuck you, you bird, and you chase it for a mile.
Yeah. I mean, he could have eaten Littlefoot's mom for like days.
He wasn't there to eat.
A lot of meat on that corpse.
He wasn't there to eat, Tom.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he's there to kill.
He's there to kill. He's there to strike fear in the hearts.
I'm not here to eat.
No. I just want to watch things die in front of me. I assume Sharptooth came home and found his family murdered or something, and got twisted that into some sort of like serial killer rage, and now he's just going around killing everything he can until he gets shot by the police. The dinosaur police. Suicide by dinosaur police. He's just on a spree.
Yeah, he does. He is, and he does sort of like throw his own well-being and concern for his own well-being out the window when he dies.
Yeah, isn't he just dying trying to kill fucking the Littlefoot?
He leaps up on the boulder they tried to drop on him.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
he's
and
like,
then it is his own mania drags that boulder over the cliff, and then he falls in the water and it lands on him.
Witness me!
Yeah, witness me! What if that was his only line? The only thing Sharptooth said is screams, "Witness me!" as he falls off the cliff.
They're just all like, "Huh? I guess he could understand us this whole time."
He's chasing him. Just, I'm gonna die historic.
Oh, I live, I die, I live again.
I'm gonna die historic on the Fury Road. Trying to kill these babies.
He's
just chasing these toddlers.
What's worse, though? Trying to kill toddlers or having them kill you instead?
Yeah.
I think of this with like Home Alone, Dennis the Menace. If your enemy is a child, you fucked up in life.
Yeah, something's gone wrong.
Something's gone horribly wrong. If you're like, damn that child, it's like, oh no, you got to reassess, man.
No, Sharptooth saw the end coming, so he was just like, fuck it!
Yeah. No
rules!
He just wanted...
I'm going to eat these kids!
Yeah, you're right. It's the road. It's the road in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everything's dying. They're all going to die, and they know it.
Yeah.
The kids have hope because they're dumb. But yeah, Sharptooth knows there's no tomorrow, so he's just going to eat as many children as he can. As we all would. Yeah.
Yeah. If a comet was blazing toward the Earth, I'd eat a kid.
Sure, yeah, you grab the first one.
You gotta know. You have to. I don't want to pass beyond this realm without knowing what child tastes like. And I think we all know that. But that deep down. That's going to be the last thing to go.
Well, the first thing to go.
Well, right.
And it'll be delicious.
I mean, I hope so.
Yeah.
It'll be our one small comfort as the comet crashes into the Earth and we all explode. I think we're done.
Dolittle. It's a movie. It's a movie.
Fucking Dolittle.
It's a movie we watch. You can too.
You can as well.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thank you guys so much for listening. Maybe we should do an episode about The Land Before Time now.
I don't know if I can handle that movie, though. Yeah. We can do it. Folks, we have a Patreon. Patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. We have exclusive podcasts there, like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman and Fox Mulder is a Maniac. If you want to check it out, you can.
You can do that. Yeah. Or you can just leave us a review wherever you're listening to this. That helps us out.
Yeah. To talk about how much you love how much we talk about endangering and eating children. Children cast.
Somebody's going to flag this.
And rightfully so.
Yeah, I mean, it would be deserved. That would be one where I have to be like, no, that's fair.
You'd see the report. Be like, they spoke for like 5 minutes about eating kids, and it's like, that's not wrong. That's a thing we did.
It's not inaccurate. That's a thing we did. We also have a store, tpublic.com/store/gamefullyunemployed, where you can get T-shirts and stuff. But I'm not going to ask you guys to buy T-shirts right now.
Unless you, and I don't know, watch Dolittle, watch Bug, Land Before Time.
Watch The Road and Land Before Time side by side and see how they sync up.
Yeah, it'll make you feel better.
Mm-hmm. The Road also weirdly ends with a dragon farting directly into Robert Downey Jr.'s face.
Yeah, it's weird. He's not even in the movie until that moment.
Right. Just the dragon shows up and just thunders out an ass belch right into Robert Downey Jr.'s mouth.
Credits.
That's Cormac McCarthy's The Road.